What's up guys, this is Obscura. Today I got Masters, so I decided I'll upload my deck profile and I'll show you the last little streak that got me there. So most things are pretty standard with my deck except for the whole 44 count thing. I think this is fine. The 4 cards that are extra are mostly going to be your 2 traps here. You don't really need to run these, but I like it. I like having more spells and traps in my deck because it feels terrible going first and you have 5 monsters in your hand and you're screwed. As well as the cash tier engine, which I like because all 3 of these cards, there are a 2 card combo for your deck. So even if you're going first, you got all 5 monsters. This searches the spell. Boom. On top of that, since it's searching a spell from your deck, is also a good ash bait. Same with this is also good ash bait. And yeah, just this card plus a normal summon. So let's say you got no main engine in your starting hand, you can summon like Effect Spell or roll all kinds of stuff, and you can get Fiendsmith, go into Beatrice, then go into Sprite Elf. Then you got full combo from there, and you got protection because of the whole Sprite Elf cannot target monsters this card points to with card effects. So it really helps. Sometimes I'll just go into this combo just because it's good protection. These cards, once again, they're not the greatest, but I have won games because of them. Yeah, let's get into the duels. Let's see. Boom, Master 5. I went on an 8 win streak. It's kind of back and forth for a while, if you can see. Win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, win, loss, win, loss, loss. I guess this dude fell into the Diamond 3, unlucky for him. Let's just start from here. You can see a few of these games are kind of crazy, with 12 turns. Let's start this first one. This one I was a bit distracted, so I did mess up my combo a little bit at the start. But it's not that big of a deal. And I did get to go first. I start full combo, which is nice. I did mess up here because I was kind of not paying attention. Sometimes I'll start with the Mulch Army, sometimes I won't, just because it is a tribute you can use. You'll see where I mess up the combo here. Get these 2 out. Summon that. I'm talking to someone in Discord during this game, so I messed up here. I misclicked Sprite Elf. I'm like, oh no, what do I do? Let's recover this. So I get LZ out. I get Tell, so I get Rusia, so I can still get my combo going. Luckily, I started with it. This is my hand. So we get Ruselgo. Or not Ruselgo, just Ruselia, sorry. So we still got full combo, even though we messed up. And we got protection because of Sprite Elf. This does weaken our end board, but it does give us some hand trap protection, which is kind of nice. I'll just speed up through here. It's pretty normal combo stuff going on. Yep. So another nice thing about this spell is it's unlike most of the Sinful Spoils cards, except for the Sinful Spoils of the White Forest, it can be reset as long as you have illusion. Let's see, illusion level 5 or higher, so it's pretty nice for that means. But yeah, this did make the combo a little bit weirder than usual, but it's okay. Yeah, see, we had to just skip going into our Rusielgo and just go straight to Sylvia, but that's fine, not a big issue. We were still able to get a good inboard and go and win the game, obviously, out of it. I did that specifically so I could just get an extra body. Now you see we still have a summon with our Fiendsmith Engraver. And that's just so we have an extra body for Sinful Spoils. We still have the Effect Valor in our hand for the target of the Sinful Spoils as well, even if we don't get LZ back to our hand for some reason. Yeah. pretty much GG for them. But see, we got good use out of the 2 traps in this game that aren't generally used. We're able to protect our Velosa and get the game off of it. Let's go to this dude now. Usually I don't. I mean, I never go for that Sparta Elf play there. It was completely accidental. I was lucky that it still worked out. Going second, I've never really gone against Centur-Ion. This is the first time I've gone against it in a long time. Obviously, I baited out the call by or the Ash with the Fulo so I can max. So let's just speed it up. They do eventually droll me, I believe, this game during this turn. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know too much about Centur-Ion because it's never been meta during the times I played the game, so I wasn't exactly sure how to play against it, but... Yeah. Oh, I didn't get drolled. It's a different game. Yeah. They draw Unicorn, which is very nice. It would have been a loss if not. See? That's a good thing about Unicorn. It's a bait. We bait out their impermanence, which would have really killed our combo later on. So that's no big deal. Attract. Graver, boom. No, he got some Fiendsmith plays. See, this is what I was talking about Unicorn. Even though it's not usually run in the deck, but I mean, I have a version of it without Cashier. I did the generate 5 cards, and I tested going first versus going second. With Cashier, about 5% more often you get better hands. And that was out of 50 generations, so it's not 100% accurate, but... And there we go. Boom. And this is at the beginning of the season as well, so... It is a little bit hard because you're going against people who've already been to Masters before, obviously, but... If you saw, obviously I've never been to Masters before this, so I did start off in Plat, so I went Plat, Diamond, and now Masters all at the beginning of the season, which is a little bit rougher, but there we go. First time going against Mathmech in a long time. I don't have an amazing starting hand against it, so I really just need to pray that the Fearless carries me. There we go, we got combo. There we go. This is the game where we get drolled. I believe this was one of the harder games, actually, on the way up. I got really... It took me a while to get through Diamond 2 because a lot, like you saw, a lot of these games I'm going second. I was just not winning coin tosses, and when I did... it was Tenpai on occasion. Not occasion, a lot of the time, but when I would choose to go first, I was going to get Tenpai, so just a little unlucky there, but yeah. So got a pretty decent board here. Luckily, I got some Unicorn in my hand. Bait some stuff out. Once again, this droll is really not very useful during our turn because this deck does not want to be droll. The main reason we run droll, honestly, is so that we can cross out designated because it hurts us so bad. It's nice to have it in our deck so we can cross out designated. Now it's one of those times where it's a little bit weirder of a game. I really do enjoy Cashier, especially in a little bit grindier games. And now we can get some combos going now that we got their disruptions out of the way. I do definitely misplay and try to... I forgot that this was immune to being destroyed by card effects during that turn because of one of their cards. I don't remember which one. But definitely misplayed it, I think, by Baron. Yeah, it's just normal stuff from here. It's another time that Asmina Aphis, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but Asmina Aphis does actually do a little bit of carrying. But yeah, look, completely wasted our Baron destroy the turn because we targeted the wrong one. Doesn't really matter though. Just get the Sylvia out for an extra body for Guardian Chimera. Then we can throw back a couple of cards. It's just set up for the next turn, basically. Oh no, another Chimera. Honestly, that was probably one of the dumber choices they could have made. Guardian Chimera was literally just a beat stick on the field at that point. Just do Fiendsmith stuff. Once again, Asmina Aphis is putting in work. More combo going. I do like this deck's, like I said, I like Unicorn and more grindier games a lot. This deck has not the best grind game because you do get rid of your resources. Like you only have one Seeker, obviously, because it's limited to one, and you're banishing it. So it's the baseline is not that great of a grind game on its own. It loses a lot of its resources, but I feel like the cash tier really helps with that because it is recyclable. Finally going first, and I have a little bit of a bricky hand. I believe this is against Tenpai. I think this is one of the goofier games. Finally we get something, and it gets negated. We try again, and boom. But we have Ash. But they have Droplet. A game of hand traps. Who will win? You just do that just to get some damage and to hopefully get some follow-up plays on the next turn with the Cellar if we get a Spell or Trap. Put her in defense to protect it, because I mean, at this point we kind of figured we were going against Tenpai because they chose for us to go first. So I put her in defense just in case because I know they run that card. And we had the second Ash. Entertaining game here. A goofy one. I put Ghost Ogre on the field just because it does still let you activate its effects when it's on the field, unlike most hand traps. And also, I mean, I knew they didn't really have any cards. It just basically allowed that I could still use his effects if need be, and on the next turn I would still have potential Link plays. I could summon SP Little Knight off of my Rucialia and my Ogre if it's still on the field, and I would still have my normal summon, and so I could potentially have full combo from there as well. So now we're getting into the Diamond 1. But I did generally get bullied a lot by Tenpai a lot of my games, but I just got lucky during these 8 games and only went against Tenpai 1 or 2 times. I don't even know if I went against it the second time. Yeah, this is a bad hand, obviously. What do we have? But boom, draw into the combo, easy game. Like, I'd like to put the cash chair birth out first, just because some people are dumb. They'll see this and they're like, oh no, and they'll ogre it and stuff like that. I have had people do stuff against my cash chair birth before, so it's just a bait. Obviously, I can't do anything with it, and also I could still use it for the cost of my white forest cards. And once again, Slumber is going to be put in and work in this game. Now my Sylvie's completely safe. That's a lie. I forgot about that effect. I forgot at the time as well. But we get lucky and draw into Engraver, so we got full combo because we have this spell in the field. Just classic Fiendsmith stuff. And obviously we're playing at the max C, but I mean let's pause. So I know they've already triple tactics. I know that they've already Fuelos. I know they've already Effect Vellard. I know there's a good chance that they've already. I'm thinking in my head, okay, they've used all these hand traps already. There's not too many cards left in their deck. Well, there's a lot. I mean, obviously they have Ash, they have another Max C, even though it's once per turn. But there's cards in their deck, right? But I just don't think it's less likely that they're going to draw into them since they've already used a good amount of their hand traps. This is a big check, obviously, but they don't have Imperm, so that's another thing. They can't Imperm me, which is a major thing you would be worried about. So I know as long as I can get to my elf, the only thing I'm weak to right now is an Nibiru, and I purposely try to get to an Omni Negate faster than I normally would because I know the only thing that's going to beat me right here is going to be a Nibiru. At least I think I'd go for an early Omni. It makes sense. Yeah, I get drolled there. It doesn't really matter. Oh, I don't even need to. Boom. Beat down by Elf with all those cards in their hand. Yeah, there's cards they could draw right, but I knew I would be able to play around with them because I have Elf, so they can't Ash me. They have cards in their field, so they can't Imperm me. They couldn't even target my cards with Imperm anyways. Nibiru is really the only thing I was worried about because even though they had draw, I had most of what I needed in my hand already. Boom, going first. I have full combo, but this is a weaker combo. Stellar does technically have the best possible inboard, right, if you start with her, but she is generally weaker. You have to use your normal summon to get her out. She's very easy to just Ash or Imperm. Hell, you could even Ogre her, and then you don't have a target to an extra level 2 body for your Sylvie to synchro with. So I don't like starting with a Stellar combo. That's why a lot of decks run one of her. The best time to use her is actually with the Fiendsmith combo, throwing her into the grave with Beatrice, and then with Sprite bringing her back, because of Sprite effects, she is not targetable, so a lot of her weaknesses go away. But I know this should be fine because we do have a call by. We might need to actually use this for effect, but let's just get started. Boom. Yep, there we go. See? Get Impermed. That's the thing. Like I said, she's a good Imperm target, and you can't call by Imperm, obviously, because it's not a monster. So, it's what it is, but luckily we had Deception in her hand. get drolled, but we had to use call by on that, so now we're weak to Ash. But there's still some plays we can make, obviously. So the thing I like about this deck, it's not as rigid as some decks feel. Like if you interrupt it in some way, you can pivot. There's a lot of things you can do. Obviously, doesn't create the best end boards, but it's still gonna get there. Kondo no Mitsu was defeated in this last 2 games. Yeah, I don't generally play this game too often. I did get lucky. I got to go first 3 times right at the end. But to be fair, I had to go second a lot of times. But yeah, I mean, this is a really good hand. There's so much I can do here. It's just a fun deck to play. It's not the best. It loses pretty badly to Tenpai. And I mean, any deck going second without hand traps against Snake Eyes Fiendsmith just loses, unless your Tenpai and just draw a billion board breaks. Yeah, I mean, I knew I was gonna win this game when they didn't have any interrupts. I was just worried about Nibiru, which is why I was keeping my Diabell. I knew I'd be fine with Diabell Star if they Nibiru me, so I wasn't too worried about Nibiru, but I did get a Baron out quickly so that I could potentially negate a Nibiru. Yeah. That's another thing about Unicorn. It's not only a combo starter, as it's an extender there. Like normally we wouldn't be able to get a full combo out if we put Baron there with Sylvie as our starter, but because we had Pressure Planet, we had 2 extra bodies that we can use. Cashier is not normally played in this deck, but I think it's really, really good. There, boom. See, look. Sylvie would never get out this board right here with the trap as well, with this as well, which once again, this lets us get Guardian Chimera during their turn. LZ's going to go back to the hand whenever I summon. See, let's just read our effect. See, look, if a tuner is special summoned, aka when they activate effect, I send my Deception, I summon Silvera, that causes LZ to go back to my hand. Now I have all the targets required for Chimera, and that's just 2 cards off the field and 1 draw. I mean, this card does miss its timing. It happens, but it is what it is. I think you'll actually see that in one of these games potentially. Now, there's nothing you can do about that board. In the final game. But as you can see up there, I don't play this game very often. I just decided this was the season I pushed to Masters. I came back at that first plat, went from rookie all the way to plat, didn't really play too much next season, then I got to Diamond, and then I was like, you know what, next season. I played a bit of that last season. I played a little bit at the beginning, didn't really play for the rest of the month, because I usually play WoW, and Dragon Soul came out, and Cata Classic, so I was busy with that. But this season, like, this is the season. This is the one I get Masters. And I did it. Open up with Engraver. That's full combo. It's a protective combo, because once again, we don't use our normal summon for Engraver. So we get full combo with this. Even if they negate our sequence, we still have Sylvie in our hand to get full combo that way. And if they don't negate our sequence, we don't go into Beatrice and Spread Elf. We just bake an Apollosa. So let's continue. Sorry to pause for a second there, my mother came in. I'm moving Friday, which is why I'm starting this again, because I'm finally be able to start streaming and making videos again, so I'll have the internet required. Yep, full combo with Graver, nothing weird. We did have to normal summon here. Why did we have to normal summon here? Oh, because I ghost spell. That's why. Sorry. I was, like I said, I was talking to my mom. We had to normal summon here because the ghost spelled are Lurie. That's fine. And then we get out the imperm here, so we know we're safe with our sequence because it's unlikely they got another one. They got 3 cards. They got 2 hand traps to use. I'm pretty sure this is like that Fiendsmith deck that just has a bestial, just Fiendsmith, and I'm sure you know what it is. It's the hand trap deck. But yeah, they forced it out, but that's fine. We still have our LZ. Still keep comboing. Not a big deal. They get rid of Russia. I will say I do misplay during this because I'm nervous. Obviously, this is my first. I can feel that I'm winning. I'm nervous, so I do misplay. I'll tell you when. It'll be pretty obvious. I mean, if you know White Forest, you'll know when I misplay. Have to get rid of the Ash. I could get rid of the Engraver, but I kind of want the extra body. I'm not worried because they can't really stop me with an Ash. The only thing I'm worried about is another Imperm, but they would have already stopped me if they had an Imperm. So I'm just saving this in case the Ash or Droll or something like that. So I'd rather get rid of the Ash because I know I'm going to have negates on my field by their turn. Yep. I have to combo a little bit weirder here because I don't have access to my Sylvie to make Baron with this. And I mess up here. I pressed that early before I recycle my Asmina. It's not a big deal. I just send away the LZ. There we go, boom, die Bellstar. We have a flip, and now we get out Sylvie. Sequence. Oh. My plan here, like I said, is I messed up, but I was still going to get out. Obviously, I would have had Lacrima here, and I would have had Engraver there. I would have had 4 material Apollosa, plus a flip. So I would still have a decent inboard, even though I messed up. But I could have gotten. I couldn't have really gotten Baron because I got rid of the Sylvie, but no, it didn't combo perfectly, but I still won. But yeah, there we go. Went on an 8-win streak. Get the Masters finally. Got any questions for me? Put them in the comments below. Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.